The following is a paid program by Gary C. Johnson, attorney at law. Welcome to Simply the Law, the program that gives you free legal information. Brought to you by the law office of Gary C. Johnson. Hello, everyone. Welcome into Simply the Law. I'm Keith Casebolt. I want to introduce you to a guy that used to be my friend, Gary Johnson. Now, let me explain why he used to be. This year, Gary has put me on the Gary C. Johnson 43rd Annual Diet. Started a couple of days ago, so if I'm not smiling tonight or I don't look happy, it's your fault.
He quarreled all the way here. Criticized, condemned, and complained, all of those things that I've taught him all these years not to do.
Yep.
And I finally figured out what the problem was. He's been on this diet now about 4 days. You can barely see his ears, but the rest of him is fine. And consequently, now we're just going to put up with him, is all I know.
I'm not going to be a happy camper.
He's not happy.
Not happy at all.
And it's the 43rd annual diet that I always go on. And I invited him to go on it with me. I've been on it 43 different times over my lifetime. Started when I was very young, I might add. And this time we're hoping that we'll make it. We didn't make it the other 43 years. But anyhow, folks, how you guys been doing? I haven't been on TV, in a week now, and I think I played a rerun last week because Keith and I didn't have a chance to get anything recorded. But this is a brand new one tonight, so don't stick with us. We may even say something, you never know. But thank you so much for inviting us to be with you. Thank you with the bottom of my heart and Keith's heart, even though it's a little sour right now because of this diet.
That's right.
That you allow us to visit with you in your home and to come in and be with you for a period of time and to maybe share some things with you as we all go through this life. And tonight, now I'm at the office right now because we're recording this a little early. And the number is 800-337-4002. If you've been injured or something of that nature and you actually want to call and talk to me, I'm there. The rest of the folks won't be there, the attorneys, because we don't actually take calls anymore. But if somebody needs to really talk to me, I'll be there this evening to take your call. The thing that we're going to talk about tonight is a little bit about life. And Keith and I, on the radio program and over the years, we do a lot of talking about life and us living our lives and whether or not we are going to have any sense of contentment and peace as we go through this life with all the struggles that we have on a day in and day out basis, and the struggles, it appears, are getting worse instead of better. As you very well know, those of you that are listening, life is difficult. And the question then becomes is how can we have some peace of mind understanding that life is difficult, especially when all of these things are happening around us that are out of our control. And that's what we're going to talk a little bit about tonight. Then we're going to talk some law, believe it or not, which I always get around to a little bit of law. But first I want to go to the computer here in just a second and talk to you about some things so that Keith and I are going to then discuss with you in regard to living our lives and how we can choose to have some sense of peace of mind as we go through this life. So let's go to the computer, folks, if we can, and those folks that are listening. There's the number again, in case some of you want to look at it. I'm at the office, as I've said. General. Have any of you ever seen that before? Make sure you have underinsurance that protects you and your family. I made a vow. It will be on every program I ever do, as long as I breathe, to remind you folks that if you don't have underinsurance, to get it. It protects you and your family if someone runs over top of you. Every day in my office, someone will come in that doesn't have underinsurance that desperately needs it. So every program, you'll go to see hear this again. Now, first thing you do to have any peace of mind is you got to free your heart from hatred. That's number one. Keith, you got to quit hating me over this diet.
You know, first of all, you didn't invite me into the diet. You shamed me into the diet. Let's get that straight. Gary,
Listen to this.
This is great, what you put up. Free your heart from hatred. But there's going to be so many people watching this program that says, thank you, Gary. I appreciate you trying to make me feel better. I'm going to enjoy this pep talk, but you don't know what all's happened to me. And they're going to start off with this list. I was in a wreck. I've been injured. I've been wronged at work. I mean, you can't just say free your heart from hatred, can you?
See, now, he would have been, before he got on this diet, it wouldn't have, it would have been real easy for him to say, yeah, no problem, I can do that.
But you shamed me into it.
But
You hurt my feelings.
I caught him on the radio program and literally shamed him into agreeing in front of all those people that were listening to the program that he would go on this 43 annual diet with me. And he has been impossible since then. And I don't think it's going to get any better. I suspect before it's over, it'll get worse. He's making an ordeal out of something that really should be fairly easy. Eat 3 small meals a day and eat things that are healthy, and he'll lose the weight. Instead, he said, well, I've not had anything to eat today. Well, he's doomed to failure if he don't change the way he's doing this. Is what I'm trying to tell him. Anyhow, free your heart from hatred. Think about that. If you don't take time, every time that you take time to hate someone, you have given them some control over you. And the more you hate, the more they control you. And you probably hate them for controlling you. So how do you stop them from controlling you? You stop hating them. Get rid of it. Get it out of your heart. Be understanding, be sympathetic, be kind. Be stupid if it needs to be. Be so dumb you don't have enough sense to hate. That's okay, as long as you don't hate. Because that hatred will eat you alive. So if you're doing it, if you feel hatred for someone right now, take it back. Get it out of your heart. It doesn't do any good, and it will kill you in the end. And it will give that person total control over you. Back to the computer, we've got another thing we need to talk about in regard to life. Free your mind from worries. Okay, we need to talk about that one, Keith.
You know, okay, I get it for the hatred now. I get what you're saying. You're doing it for yourself, not for the person that you have the hatred for, but you're going to free your heart so that you can be happy.
That's right.
But now when you get to this worries, wait just a minute. All of us that have kids, all of us that have bills, jobs, everything that there is going on in the world, from terrorists to the economy to the situation with coal. Gary, how can we wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, I'm not worried about anything?
I'm going to tell you a simple rule to use when you're determining about worry, okay? Simple rule. If you can change that which is causing you to worry, then worry about it. If you can't change those things you're worrying about, why waste your time worrying about them? Simple. If you can change it, worry about it. If you can't change it, why worry about it? It's not going to make any difference, other than it makes a huge difference in your state of mind. It makes a huge difference in how you feel and how you feel in your heart. So what I'm saying to you is, if you can change it, worry about it. If you can't change it, put it out of